going on, everybody? It's time for another video. Well, thanks for checking out the past couple videos. Thanks for everybody who has watched. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've been having a lot of people viewing, but we don't have a lot of people subscribing. So make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification. All right, let's get into today's topic. All right, so as you can tell, this is kind of where beginners, in my opinion, should start when it comes to worship electric guitar. I do want to be specific. I don't really talk about like playing just acoustic guitar in worship. I kind of stay away from that because I haven't done that much, but I actually really do spend most of my time in electric guitar. So I got a couple points, so sit back and relax. Let's get started. All right, so this first one, I actually just learned this kind of the other day. I was listening to just some videos and was listening to some people talking, and I know in my mistakes beginner guitar players make, which if you haven't seen that, go click that and watch that one. It's a great video and just gives a little bit of informative stuff on my perspective on beginner mistakes and that I just see. But I said something in there, and I want to kind of clarify for this first point. My first point is being cautious of who you're listening to. Now, when I've said who you're listening to, don't necessarily mean bands or artists or something like that. I mean people that are on YouTube, and some of them have some good stuff to say, but their practices or even the things they're telling you are absolutely just leading you astray. I'm just going to be honest and just call it how it is. They're telling you stuff and showing you things that are just not correct. I'm not going to talk about anybody specifically. I'm not getting into that. But just be careful and just understand that not everybody knows what they're talking about. And then also, a lot of people do know what they're talking about, but they're not talking from a worship guitar standpoint. And especially if you're a beginner, you want to kind of get like the worship way of thinking, and you want to get that worship style under your grasp. Of course, I believe in listening to secular artists and getting inspiration. That's what I do. So I'm not saying don't go listen to anybody who isn't doing worship and that's it. So not saying that. All right, let's move on to point number 2. All right, so here's the deal. This next one, and I've really done this with lessons. I've never really taught from a perspective of somebody who's just now learning guitar. This is like the first time they've picked up a guitar and they know nothing. They don't know chords. They don't know anything. I've never really done that. I've always had people that have either come from like acoustic trying to get into electric, or I've had people that are coming just like they got the chord and they know where the chords are, but they're just trying to put that strumming together along with the switching chords, which is perfectly fine. And that's where I'm guessing a couple of y'all are coming from. So my next point would be what I tell all of them is start playing with a metronome. If you can literally only play 3 chords, play those 3 chords, but play them in, I like to really do this. I like to say 62, a 68, a 72, and an 82. Now, why do I pick those for? You got something that's, a good speed. You got something that are 2 middle grounds, because your middle grounds are going to be kind of like your easiest. And then your slow one. Now, why do I say pick a really slow one? Is because with that slow tempo, what that's going to cause you to do is it's actually going to cause you how to lock in to the timing. A lot of times we find ourselves as guitar players and worship guitar players, or just people in general, when we're trying to learn to play with metronomes. I saw it a lot when I was in drumline in high school, that the slower tempos, you tend to rush them because you're not anticipating and you're not staying on top of that upbeat. So playing with a metronome and learning the pocket. Now, you've probably heard a lot of people say, get in the pocket, just learn the pocket. Oh, he's tight in the pocket, all that kind of stuff. Being in the pocket is being locked in with time. So if you don't have timing, you won't have the pocket. Let me just tell you, the pocket and learning the pocket, when you hear people talk about pocket, it's not something that's taught. It's something that is caught. So you have to put in the work to understand the pocket. All right, number 3, it's going to basically be this thing that we call the worship power chord. I've heard worship tutorials call it that. Honestly, I don't even really know what the name of this is for, because I've seen people call it triads, and that's not right. People call it, what's another name people have called it? They've called it the diamond chord. They call it so much stuff. And I think people call it the diamond chord because it's like a D shape, but you can do it in different parts of the neck and it gives you a different chord. So I think the best thing for me to do is to show you what that is. But I'll explain it real quick. Basically, take a D chord, how you're sitting right there with your your 3 fingers, or you can do the one, and you're sitting there playing like a D chord. And if you move that up, and what I'll do is I'll explain it into a G chord. And you can move this up the neck. And basically, if I use this a lot, because like I've said, our church is spontaneous a lot. And if I'm trying to find the key and I'm trying to find what chords he's going to, a lot of times I'll get the key and I'll hang out in that root. And a lot of times what you'll realize that is a lot of these lead lines and a lot of these worship songs now, they are built around these things. I can guarantee you can find most of the lead lines that you're looking for if you learn these diamond chords, or what worship tutorials calls them, the worship power chords. So check this video out. Let me just show you. All right, so this next part talks about pedal boards, the dreaded pedal boards, and y'all know a little bit of how I feel about buying pedals. And that's do more research and do more playing around with them at guitar shops before you start buying. I even had somebody comment on a last video just the other day, and they were talking about how much money they have spent because they were not looking in the right direction. I love to talk about overdrives whenever it comes to this. Remembering that you could be having a certain sound in your head and you're trying to achieve this, and you're just buying pedals because they say overdrive. You're just buying them just because they say distortion, and you're trying to get and match the tone of what somebody else is doing. And you can be buying all these pedals that have circuits that are blues breaker circuits, and it's actually not even a blues breaker circuit. I've talked about that a little bit in my last video, but start by listening to other pedals, look up other gear reviews and see what people are using, and then you start listening to just the pedal reviews. Go to your local shop, play some, figure out what it is that you like about that one before you start spending money and throwing money down the tank and money down the drain trying to find a certain pedal, and it's just not doing what you want it to do. All right, lastly, this is just something to remember. Remember, you're playing worship electric guitar, not worship acoustic guitar. So, not strumming your guitar like an acoustic. With delays and reverb, strumming your electric like an acoustic is not going to do it. Even if you're a rhythm player, I don't even fully agree with that. A lot of people do that, but that's when you're playing an acoustic is also a percussive instrument. It's also driving with time, and it's locking you into a click track or just timing in general. And so you're not really doing that with the electric guitar. What you're doing is, even if you're a rhythm guitar or a lead guitar, you are an impact instrument, and you're an instrument that's either carrying the melody or filling that overall sound. And that's what you're doing as an electric. So strumming, like along with the up and down strokes, just going in, you're going to get lost in a mix, and you're going to get clouded up by all your effects. I've seen plenty of times where guys that are either starting, they start doing this, and they're trying to figure out why their guitar sounds so muddy and why they can't be heard in a mix. Also, I get guys that come from acoustic. I've seen this one a lot, where guys come from acoustic then to electric, and it's almost like they're having to relearn how to play again. They got the strum, they got the chords down and they got the timing down, but they're just like, something just does not feel right. That's what it is, okay? So, yeah. Look, I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. I'm more of a hands to the fire type teacher, even when I do lessons, that I'm not gonna kind of just sit here and show you step by step, this finger on this string, this finger on this string, and be so in the details whenever it comes to like lessons and videos, because I want you to learn for yourself. If you can take the knowledge and you can take the little things that I'm telling you, and little like the little details that nobody's really telling you, and you can take those, you'll realize that those little things were actually big things, and it's going to help you improve. But you have to do the work. I want everybody to put the effort in to their work, because then they're going to feel passionate about it because they did it. So that's basically where I come from with all my videos. I want to empower. I don't want to do it for you. But hey, if you like the video, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Come on, guys. We jumped up really good there, and then the views skyrocketed. So I'm pretty sure y'all like the videos. Everybody, the click-through rate pretty freaking good. So make sure that you press the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and share this with your friends. Come on, let's go ahead. Let's just go and make it a goal. Let's get to, let's say, 500 subscribers by the new year. Hey, if we get there, then guess what? Then we just shoot for a different goal. All right, guys. I hope everybody has a good day, and, go rock out this weekend or this week or whatever you got to do. All right, later.